lady's so fun. Okay. Hello, you guys. So what I'm going down with tonight is how to get the momentum and the urgency right away for the month, like through the beginning of the month, instead of just like always trudging uphill, letting the seasons and the hills work for your business instead of just constantly like deflating ourselves, if that makes sense. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about what it is that I specifically do. And then, like I mentioned, then after we can do some brainstorming because there might be some things that you guys can kind of partner up and like plug in with me as well. So what makes for a really beautiful month is a really beautiful end of the month. So I'm not going to focus too much on it because we can't go back and do it, but we'll focus on that at the end of this month, right? So at the end of the month, I always love that to be like my fullest time in my inbox and conversations, because that is what's gearing me up for like a successful next month. So let's just start with September. It's September 7th. It really freaked me out because I swear it was like the 3rd, but whatever. That happens, that's fine. But this call can kind of work anytime. It doesn't have to be this day. But anyways, all right. So it's the 7th of the month. So how I always like to do it is that last week of August was like full of conversations and like really asking the questions of the people and like making them question like their objections. You know, a lot of times it's like, oh, I'm so busy. And then they'll read off like the 30 things that they're busy with. And I always, of course, like to like give them that gratitude of like, yeah, that is a lot of shit. A lot of us have that. I feel you on that. And now what is it that you can control in that? And what is it that's like either draining from too much of your time or energy? And what is it that's like really important to you? But kind of those sort of things. So in the first of the month, so I always know when a month starts that either the first or the second week, I'm going to have a free group. And I've done like some free groups, I think with Danny before, and then we'll talk about like what that entails a little bit. But what free groups do for me is they help me share and give some value. I kind of took this from, if you've ever heard of The Go-Giver. It's a really awesome book. And it really just talks about like leading with the gifts and like leading what you can like provide and give like for free, like give, instead of that whole like restrictive mindset. Like, I don't have enough. I can't give you everything. Like, no, you can never give too much. So that first week or two, and you can do this however you want. So when I first started, I was doing like a Monday through Friday, like reduced sugar group, and that was or like reducing processed sugar group, like it wasn't fruit or anything, but you can do whatever your niche, like whatever is interesting to you. So it could be like even like an Aldi shopping hack, like whatever that is for like your free group, your free week, like sharing that. And so I always did it Monday through Wednesday. Then as like my like start to get up in my business, I was getting a little stretched with what I had for time. So then I was doing like creative things such as like a 24-hour wellness hack, or like what I have coming up on Thursday and Friday, which is why this group was so perfectly timed up, is I'm doing a free group on Thursday and Friday that's really just focusing on the fact that we're resetting after Labor Day. Like, hopefully a lot of us partied, and that means very differently for a lot of us, right? But hopefully a lot of us freaking raged this last weekend. And if you didn't, you probably just reset and like slept on the couch and like loved life too, which is totally fine. But I'm kind of speaking to that in my stories and on my post that I'm going to share later tonight about how like, I hope that you guys raged. I hope that you're proud of what you did, because you should be. Like, I definitely went searching for every donut I could find, and I don't regret any of it. So kind of speaking to that in a sense, because like people will relate to me on that, I'm guessing, since I wasn't eating donuts alone. And then letting it kind of just be a part of my group. And that's kind of what it is. And so I just kind of share that it's like a mini sneak peek of like what we do in our health and fitness group. I have a free, like a Facebook group that I'll always keep open, and I'll just reopen it every month. This Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm going to try to change it up and get creative, because that's been getting a little static or like stagnant. And I have an interest in doing like a message thread, and that could just be like a sweaty selfie every day. I haven't really like figured that all out yet, but like there's always a free group going right at the beginning of the month, because that's kind of like my fun party that I get to do. And then after that, I kind of connect with those people that I got. First, it gives me urgency to invite into my free group, because nobody wants to be in a group by themselves. But even if it is a group of 4 or 2, it's still really fun. So don't give yourself like that pressure either. Like, oh, I'm hosting it, I don't have anyone, I can't do it. Like, if no one comes to your party, like you still party and show up, because it's just practice and like helping you do better. So that's kind of the main first thing that I like to do, because in the beginning of the month, it's all about like recruiting and getting my clients set up with their programs and what they're going to be doing. So then the second half of the month, I can focus on loving the hell out of them. And then also I can focus on coach recruiting. So that's kind of like how I did that free sneak peek group that I'm telling you about, like in the next couple of days. I'll do something similar to that as like a coach sneak peek at the end of the month. So it's kind of nice that I always know what the first half of my month and the second half of my month look like. That's why when it gets to be 1 week into the month and I still have like really big goals to hit, I'm just like, okay, what's going down? What do I have to add in? What do I have to do? So like after this free group, if it ends on Friday and on Monday, it's the 13th and I'm still not happy with what's going on here. Like how many people I have to be able to connect to each other as like newbies for this month. Because usually when you start with like a group, there'll be another layer of accountability. And like, honestly, all I want is like fresh blood and exciting people in the group so that people love to keep coming in and just getting loved the hell out of. I just used the word love way too much, but that's where I'm at. And then something that I've just switched for myself, for my business. And so it might not be exactly where you guys are ready, but you can also like think of this as like an intro. And I don't even know if it's working yet because it's only been 1 month. So I haven't even been doing invites per se. Wait for the rest of it. Invites to the fitness group because I've literally just only been inviting to the coaching opportunity. And so that's why I'm like, if someone had said this to me when I first started, I'd be like, whoa, I have never invited to the coaching opportunity and I never plan to. Stop freaking me out. So what I've been doing is I've been connecting with people and sharing with how their energy and what they're doing would partner so perfectly with this. And if they would be interested in like sharing and inspiring other people through the coach work opportunity. And then we're talking about like what it is that they're already doing. Oftentimes people like already have something that they've been loving lately. And so I'm like, okay, just kind of talking that through. Or they're just like, I don't feel ready in my own journey, which is always my favorite objection because that's how I felt too. You never feel ready. You just have to start. So I won't really like, what's that called? I won't sit there and go on and on about like, you should do this because of this. You should do this. I just kind of share like why I think they should do this. And then I like speak to what their objections are. But then we just kind of start having like a candid conversation about their own self-care and why they don't feel ready, which kind of leads me right into like the actual fitness invite. So I would typically just be like, blah, blah, blah. Are you interested in doing these workouts with me? Whereas now I'm just like, this is why you're amazing. This is why you'd be perfect for this. Have you ever thought about coaching? And then it kind of leads us into our fitness piece. So not saying that you guys should stop inviting to the fitness, but also I challenge you to just kind of think about that in terms of like throwing one in there every once in a while. Like if you're talking to someone and you're just really dating them hard and you love them a lot, that's kind of what I do. If I'm like in love with a person, I'm just like, okay, I just need to like invite you to coaching. You can say no to me. It's fine. And 5 more times you'll say yes. So that's kind of where that's been starting with. But I think kind of to go back to like creating that urgency for for the beginning of the month, you need to have on your calendar a free group, and it always has to have something that you're inviting to. So for like the first week or 2, you'll have a free group. Put it on your calendar, like however, if you do like 3 months in advance or how you do it. So I just like open up September, pick the 2 days, or if I was doing a 5-day or a weekend one, put it on the calendar. So then I have that free group. So then I have to be inviting to my free group so that I have like more camaraderie, more fun. And then after my free group, I'll have it lead right into whatever that start date is for the next like fitness challenge for something that I'll do like giveaways or just something exciting there. That leads into it. So I do a free group and then I do my fitness group. So you notice that I always like every week have something going on that I want to share and like invite to. And then once I hit some of those goals and get some people really excited about what they're doing, then I get to go in and like share about the coach sneak peek and do one of those little free groups. And then the whole rest of the month is just throwing all this energy into our challenge group and into like the free like things, freebies and emails and fun things that I get to do in addition to like that main work. So I just wanted to kind of step back and let you know that this isn't going to be anything like super brain mind blowing. It really just is having that monthly calendar and putting the dates on there so that you have something to hold yourself accountable to. And then in addition to that, whenever especially me traveling, I travel at least like every other week. Whenever I'm traveling is like a really main time, then I'm sending out messages to like my 2 success partners, letting them know, hey, I'm driving for 2 hours. I have to send out 30 invites because I only invited 10 yesterday. Like I'm keeping other people updated with what I'm doing in my business. So that helps me in the urgency piece and then also keeps me inviting people even when I'm just like, I really just want to sit in the car and stare out the window while Adam's driving or something. So those are kind of my main tips and like tricks that I like want you guys really zero in on is like putting those dates on the calendar and keeping the momentum going from the end of the month when we're all pushing to hit goals, and just kind of letting those people trickle right into being your first people that you support at the beginning of that next month. So that's what I have for you. I talked really fast, but it was really perfect. All right. So you guys can unmute yourself, or you can throw questions in the chat thread, whatever. I guess I'll just leave it here for now. But yeah.
That's all really cool. I feel like having a strategy is crucial. So thank you for that gift. Also, is Facebook where you do the groups? Like, you're not talking about what I'm in love with, which is within the BOD app, right? You're talking about creating like a little digital party outside of the BOD world.
Yep. So my thoughts would be, I use Facebook groups just because that's what I started with and I'm comfortable with. But like I mentioned, like I want to try to do a message thread, this one. So that'll be something out of Facebook. So whether that's like a chat message with like their Instagram, with a Facebook Messenger, or with their texts. So it's literally just like first thing in the morning, I'd share with them in advance what they would be seeing the next day. But like first thing in the morning would be like a workout. And then last thing at night would be like a 2-minute meditation, if that's what I was focused on. So using those chat messages, you can also do an Instagram page. People have done that specifically as well. So for example, and like just putting it can just be like your team name, or like free mini wellness group, or whatever you want to call it. And you just set up a Facebook group or an Instagram page. And then you can have it as private. So when people request in, you know who's coming in and kind of being there, if that makes sense.
Wow. Yeah, it does make sense.
And that would be really
opens
fun.
up a whole world.
I haven't done that yet, but I'd really like to, because then you could say what their accountability would be is a sweaty selfie tagging you on their stories, and tagging that page, I mean. So then you would see in that page, if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that sounds like really fun. So it'd be like creating my very own little BOD app until people are ready to actually be part of the BOD app. And then we really party down. Kind of thing.
Yeah, you would just be doing like a little free mini something, whatever was to you, whether it was like a music themed one or anything like that.
Yeah, like you take like the challenge, whatever your challenge is, and mine could be something like that, like do something creative for 15 minutes, whatever it is. Add that to your day, that's part of your thing. And then you just have accountability that way. And then you were saying you dive straight into like, you've got this going on, you could be a coach instead of going into the whole workout.
Yeah, it kind of,
because they've already got their stuff in order, kind of thing. Like they're already working out every day. Is that?
It's not even really that. I'm not like pursuing people who are actually working out every day either. It's, of course it is if they are, or like yoga teachers. I have a lot of those in my my like conversations too, but really just anyone who has like good energy and is like excitement and joyful for life. So then, or like new moms who aren't dead typically, like, oh, you survived the motherhood piece. I bet other women would be inspired by you. So let's work together.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you could invite to your free fitness group. And then once you got in the group, you might have some like star people who would be like showing up really consistently or something, and be like, okay, so obviously I want to keep working together, keep like your self-care and this like whole fitness routine you have going. But have you ever thought about coaching as well? Because in the group, obviously you were on fire. There was other girls who were looking up to you, and you weren't even running the group, like, is this something that you'd want to chat more about? Sort of thing. And if they say no, that's totally fine. It's just planting the seed. And then there's
right. Planting the old seed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Okay. I really am in.
Yeah.
Danny, it's nice to see you. I haven't seen you. I mean, I feel like I know you, but I don't know you. And so I just want to say with my voice, hello.
I'm sorry if it's really loud because I am driving.
Totally.
Actually,
okay.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
Not bad at all.
Is it loud?
It's the right amount of loud. Audible.
Okay. Yeah, I'm totally into that, like the 2-day free thing. So it just kind of happened to fall into place. Like my first girl that, signed up. So I'm almost done with like my workout routine, and she's kind of wishy-washy as to like what she wants to do for a workout program anyway. So I'm like, oh, this is the perfect time like to try the 21-day fix, because I've been doing the TWB mindset, but I have all the stuff for the 21-day fix just because it came with my stuff that I got. So then I asked her if she wanted to do it because it comes with her stuff, and she's like, oh yeah, that'll be a great time to start. So that was like my okay, so who wants to do 21-day fix? It's me and another girl. We're doing it at the end of the week. So
Yeah.
I had a few people like that were interested in starting up. So that this is what me and this other girl are doing. So I did create like my own bod group.
Okay.
Like, you know, like our sweat studio or whatever. So it's just for 21 days, you know, and so then I ended up making that. Well, then Beachbody sends me like, you know, this $10 off for people because look at you, you're working hard. And so I'm like, shit, yeah, folks. Okay, you that I've been talking to, I got $10 off. Let's do this. Okay. And I swear to God, she's like not taking my hook. It's driving me crazy. But she will.
She will.
I just need to calm down.
I know it's like, you know that you're going
yeah.
to, so why are you doing it?
Yes, and she says these words. You know what, Danny, we'll do it. I have yet. I'm like, well, then what are you waiting for? But so what I'm thinking is like after weeks into that, you know, hopefully more people that want to do it.
You broke out. I was really trying to figure out what you were saying that whole last 30 seconds.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. But I was hoping that I could get a couple other people and do this, you know, 21-day fix for a few days or a couple weeks, whatever. And then like, towards the end, do like a free group to let people see what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
That was the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So cool.
Use the momentum of like what you and your girl are already doing because you have that momentum. Keep inviting to that. And then when you guys start, like you can give yourself like a week or something and then you can do a little free group. That's totally fine. Because like I think right now you're focused on like building the confidence and like the community aspect of it. Like it doesn't need to be any kind of strategic right now. It's just getting something that you're excited for, which I can already tell that you're excited to start the 21-day fix with her.
Sure am.
It does sound cool. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Congratulations.
Yeah, right? I'm super excited.